Okay, so I'm biracial, and I can't think of a single moment in my life where that has been an issue. But today, I watched this Buzzfeed video, and I learned that apparently it's the worst thing ever. You know, kids starving in Africa, nothing compared to being biracial. People dying of cancer, stop complaining. There are some biracial people out here. We have it way worse than you, okay? And if you don't understand what I'm talking about, this Buzzfeed video will get right into the details of just how horrible it is, of the torture being biracial brings. So, let's watch it. Oh no, no one knows you're biracial, that's the worst thing ever, oh my god, that totally justifies the really sad music, and the sad face is like, nobody knows I'm biracial, it's the worst thing ever, dude. What? This is so dramatized, it feels like I'm watching a Shane Dawson documentary right now.
When people first glance at me, I mean, the first thing they see is a white guy, and usually I'll have to end up explaining to people that I am half Mexican and half white.
No! No! That's horrible. He has to explain to them. No. Oh my god. No, he actually has to tell people he's half Mexican.
No one has ever been able to correctly identify who I am my entire life.
How are you still living? How are you still alive? That is crazy.
I've gotten Cuban, Puerto Rican, Dominican, half black, half white.
People think I'm Asian.
Egyptian, Polynesian, Asian.
Fully white or fully Asian.
Almost everyone misreads me in some way. It's very hard to guess Danish and Indian from a first glance.
I've honestly heard everything.
How is any of that important though? Does it really matter if at first glance someone thinks you're Chinese or South African or Mexican? Seriously. And even if it is important, then you can just tell them. You can just tell them, I'm Mexican. That's 3 words. How hard, man? And also, they're completely mixing ethnicity, race, and nationality. Like, those are not the same thing.
Sometimes I wish I could walk in and just like be recognized as like a Mexican American.
Why though? Why does it matter? Who gives a shit? It's like there's literally nothing interesting about him. Like the only thing interesting about him is that he's half Mexican. So he needs absolutely everyone to know. It's like, oh you, did you know? I'm Mexican by the way. I'm half Mexican, okay? I'm half Mexican. You should know it. Why does it matter? Who gives a shit if you're half Mexican? Who cares?
Sometimes people will come up to me on the street and like start speaking Spanish frantically, and I can't respond because I don't speak Spanish.
There's no way that's true. This guy's just lying now. Who just randomly comes up to you in the street and starts speaking frantically a foreign language? That's not something that motherfucking happens. And even if it does, is it really that bad? Oh no, someone spoke Spanish to me, so I had to tell him I speak English only. My life is horrible. Seriously, they're just inventing problems.
An interesting part of my journey as a young multiracial person growing up was rejection from sort of both sides of my ethnic identity.
If people are rejecting you because of your ethnic background, I don't think the problem is your ethnic background. I think the problem is the people you're hanging out with. Seriously, who the fuck is like that these days?
And for mixed people who sort of live in between the lines, we sort of just have to kind of be more than our racial background.
I'm pretty sure everyone is supposed to be more than their racial background. Like if your entire personality is like, oh yeah, I'm white, or oh yeah, I'm black, I'm pretty sure there's an issue there.
Just something that I grew up with my whole life, like I don't fit in, I don't belong to any ethnic group 100%.
And that's the end of the video. All in all, they pretty much just invented issues all along. And they care way too much about race. Way too much about race. I'm surprised they didn't finish it by, this video was sponsored by the rapper Logic. But yeah, anyways, very bad video. Like this is what happens when you have literally no issues in your life. When your life is so easy that someone speaking Spanish to you in the street is supposedly an issue. Like, what the fuck? But whatever. The video's over.